Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool on FS1. Look, I say it every day, but it's because we have an incredible production team, incredible guest bookers. We get to talk to coaches and players that I never get to talk to in the past. And right now, add them to the list. I'm so excited to talk to Vanderbilt head coach Clark Lea. Coach Lee, what's going on, babe? How we doing today?
Good, man. I'm better because I'm with you guys.
Hell yeah. So I want to talk to you about something that goes back a few years when you got the Vanderbilt job. And then we'll get into all the recent drama and how y'all are getting screwed over and it pisses me off and everything like that. But when you got this job, you made headlines when you talked about, we're going to make this place into a national championship contender. And all of us, I was doing local Baton Rouge radio at the time, we all sit around, we kind of smirk. We're like, look, we love Clark, full bag. He's got the right energy, but that's never going to happen. And well, joke's on me. Because here you sit 10-2, as good as anybody in the country, what I believe should be the Heisman favorite under center. Coach, what has that journey been like? Did you really believe it? Did you really believe it when you said it, and now you've made it happen?
I did. I mean, I wouldn't say it unless I believed it. And I think, to be fair to everyone who judged me in that moment, which, that's part of it too. Like, I'm not a whole lot different than my quarterback. There's a huge chip on the shoulder, and the more people that doubt you, kind of the hotter the fire burns to prove them all wrong. And so at the time I said it, I knew we were going to do it. I don't know that I actually understood what the path through was going to be. It took some time to understand a little more about the what the journey was going to actually entail and where we needed to pivot and grow and where I needed to change and understand a little more about what my role is and how to do it effectively. But, smart people figure things out. And we kept at it. We believe in the bones of this place, man. This is a top 20 school in Nashville, Tennessee, playing in the SEC. And for the first time in the program's history, I've got a chancellor and athletic director that are so aligned in the vision that I have for this program's success. And when the people above you are clearing the path for you to achieve and accomplish, it's going to help and it's going to allow for it to go eventually. And so that's what's happened here. And again, it's not without change and growth and me evolving and us pivoting, but it feels really good to be at this point.
Well, and all of a sudden, Coach, it's now certainly anytime you transition from a quarterback, that's always going to be that's a big test. It's kind of a big moment, and how do you handle that? But you can see now the plan in place. They're like, oh wait, no, Vanderbilt can sustain this. And one of the reasons why is in this new era, I don't know if it's combined with the city of Nashville exploding, maybe the cool factor of Pavia. I mean, you just flipped the #1 quarterback in the entire country. It seems as if, because you said the alignment, the investment, celebrities on the sideline, like y'all have completely changed how the country views the brand of Vanderbilt football.
It feels like it happened overnight, and the truth is this has been a slugfest over 5 years.
Yeah.
I think, and that's typically how these things go, right? Is what you see on the surface happens really quickly, but what happened under the earth took a lot of time. Without Diego Pavia, I don't think we move as fast as we moved this past season. This was a 2-year journey here for him. He's left an incredible legacy in this program. He'll leave one when he takes the final snap, and that's been helpful, I think, too. We in this city, which is such a great sports city, we're kind of ascending where our pro sports teams have been a little middling, and so Diego's become probably the most popular sports figure in our city, and that has shown the potential here. It's kind of revealed what this can be for players that want to play on kind of professional stages with the kind of attention you get when you're playing for the Titans or you're playing for the Packers or whatever the case may be. So he's kind of revealed what this looks like at the highest of levels, and it's been fun to get the Nashville community, which has got a lot of talented artists and a lot of talented people here. It's been fun to get them engaged with it too. And like you said, I mean, this is the part where we have to fight for sustainability, and success is never linear. So this isn't about something that's going to be easy from this season to next season, but we feel like we have the ingredients on this roster. If we retain the right people, if we can grow it again in this recruiting class, which we have, and in the portal haul, which will happen in January, that this is something where we can pick up where Team Five leaves off and keep this thing rolling, pull the momentum forward.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me, Coach, that you sit here and I always think back, maybe this was like '03, or the year when Auburn went like 13-0 in the SEC, didn't get a chance to play for a national championship. This year's Vanderbilt team feels the most like that in terms of, I just took it as an understood, self-evident truth that if you would go 10-2 in the SEC, you would make a 12-team playoff. Y'all had 4 ranked wins during the season. Y'all finished the season on an absolute tear. What an exclamation mark, dominating Tennessee in Knoxville in front of that crowd. And yet, it just doesn't seem like the committee has a lot of respect for the resume. I hate that we don't let the actual football decide. We talked to Coach Satake about this as well. Where do y'all find, what is the committee telling you? Like, where is the problem with what Vanderbilt's done this year?
Well, you hear the same messages I hear, which is just, it seems like every week the goalpost moves and the process changes. Look, obviously what we are living through right now is the evolution of a flawed system, and we're on the wrong side of that, and I'm frustrated by it, and I'm going to turn my attention to help change it and progress it as we go into the off season. Like you said, this was kind of my thought in general, is a 10-2 SEC team should be in the playoff. And if you look at what we've done, we're undefeated at home.
Yep.
Our 2 road losses come at Alabama, at Texas, both games that we were in the fourth quarter in different ways. But it's also about a team that's evolved through the year too. Like, I'd love to play those games again, because we changed and evolved. We pivoted this season, and it showed up late after that Texas game. We erased a deficit against Auburn. We win that game in overtime by a close margin. And then we locked 3 phases into place and closed our home schedule out with 2 dominant performances, one on the road against rival Tennessee. And, it's just, what game do you want to play here? It's like, how did Texas perform against Kentucky versus how we performed against Kentucky? How did Oklahoma perform against Tennessee versus how we performed against Tennessee? But if you want to discount the teams that we beat, because every time we beat them, you move them out of the top 25, then you're going to make it impossible for us to get in. So ultimately, this team deserves to be in it. This team deserves a chance to win a national championship. I will tell you, college football deserves to see Diego Pavia in this offense on the biggest stage under the brightest of lights. And it is a shame that we have a system that's going to reward automatic bids to conference champions who have no business, other than the system allowing for it, to be in this playoff. And again, that is not to be disrespectful to anyone, but at the end of the day, how can you look at a 10-2 SEC team and take a 10-2 team from a Group of 5 league and say that we're comparing apples to apples? It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm frustrated with the committee because they had opportunities to fight for this program. And I believe that if it were blind resumes, and I also believe if we didn't have this week-to-week release of the top, CFP top 25, if we just did it all at the end and say, hey, let's get in a room and figure this out, I think we'd have a way better chance. But the blind resume part of it has got to be factored in because, again, because of our logo, we're somehow discounted. We're somehow held back. When we win a game, somehow the team that was favored in the game, we were the underdog, they were favored. Somehow they drop out of the top 25. It's not right. It'll get fixed. But, obviously I'm really frustrated about it as I sit here this season.
Coach, you're wearing the hat right now, the Heisman hat. Obviously, Diego Pavia has just been one of those players that has resonated with the entire country. He's one of those players like Johnny Football that will be remembered for more than just football. He's just one of the guys that has changed the culture for your team. And just from a stats perspective, has been awesome, has played a tough schedule, and has just, really, really shown that he can be a serious Heisman contender. Why don't you give your case for why he should be the winner at the end of the day?
Well, he's the best, he's the best player in the country. There's no doubt about that. I've been joking. It's like, we need some extra cargo space on the trip up to New York because I got 1,000 extra yards that I'm toting up there. Do we want to go by ground or do we want to go by air? Because he's the best in both. It's like, I don't know how you can look at it. I mean, if you talk about how he's impacted a winning program, a 10-2 program, first 10-win season in program history on the back of his effort as he's galvanized an offense. Now, look, he'll be the first to tell you that this is a team effort. He'll be the first to tell you about his offensive line and his
Yep.
offensive skill. And that also is what makes him the Heisman winner. He is so humble in his process. He's grateful for the people around him. He is a great teammate, and he's made our team better. And so if this award goes to the best football player in the country, it is Diego Pavia, and there is no argument. There is no case otherwise that I can listen to because I've watched this guy transform a locker room, transform player-driven leadership here, transform our performance on the field, and on top of that, statistically, he has all the numbers that you need. He is at the top of the list in all those categories. And so, which way do you want to look at it? Is it again as a competitor and the mindset and the toughness and how he's impacted a team? He has it. Is it the numbers, passing, rushing, touchdowns accounted for? He has it. And so to me, it's not close. And I hope everyone who loves this game and has paid attention recognizes this and honors him with this award.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Been saying it for weeks now. Pavia is the Heisman choice. I don't know what will end up happening, but he's the best player. Coach, so I hope that, because it's so ridiculous that in college football, second biggest sport in America, that we just inject all this subjectivity into it, right? And I know Pavia from talking to him the other day. I know from some news that we're going to get into with y'all recently, like that man would play anybody, anywhere. He's down. Like, let's just settle it on the field. And maybe one day we could get that where like this same weekend, 3-6 and 4-5 in the conference would be playing for a spots and the buys matter. But there were rumors recently that y'all were seeking out a 13th game to kind of make a statement here. Can you give us any insight into that?
Well, it's true. I mean, I told the players on Tuesday when we met, I just said, have your bags packed and be ready. And this call could come at any point in time. And I've said publicly, I mean, anybody that they want us to play, and we'll go there. We'll go to Utah. We'll go to Miami. We'll go to Notre Dame.
Damn.
To play them. Because we believe in our team, and again, if it gives us an opportunity to fight for I mean, just here's the thing. Every team in the country wants to win the national championship. That's what we set the course to do. January 7th, 2025, we got together for the first time as a team and said, this is our goal. And now we sit here having done the things that we felt like we needed to do to position ourselves to have a chance to fight for it. And, we're being held off by subjectivity and moving goalposts with respect to what hurdles need to be cleared for an SEC team to get into the tournament. So, to me, if you gave me a chance to play, I'm going to go play. I bet on my team. I believe in this group. I want to give them every opportunity. And the cool thing has been, that could certainly be a coach's mindset, but this is our chancellor's mindset. This is our athletic director's mindset. And look, we've done all we could to find, what is the location that allows us to get a 13th game exempt and all those things, and gone through the logistics of it. It's not going to happen, but it's not because we haven't tried to make it happen. And that's just because we believe in who we are and we believe in what we can do. And man, there's nothing that excites me more as a competitor than putting the ball down and playing the game. And I swear to you, like, how cool would it be to fly two teams to Puerto Rico, put the ball down in whatever stadium,
Hell yeah.
and just have at it. Like that to me is what it's all about. And my hope and the effort I'll put into this off season, there's so many competing interests here in terms of, how do we determine the schedule? How do we determine the playoff format? What we have to do is get rid of these systems that somehow provide safety or, guarantees. It's like, no, there should be the 12 or 16 most deserving teams in the playoff. That should not be subjective. We have to develop systems and engage systems that make it very objective.
Yep.
And I'm excited to be a part of those conversations this offseason. I hate that it's come at the expense of this team, because this team deserves the chance to play for a national title. But we have to move this thing forward so that a year from now, hopefully, or 2 years from now, this weekend will be putting the ball down. Now, maybe it doesn't have to be in parking lots, or back alleys. We can do it in stadiums that are full and in front of fans that care a lot about, their teams. But that's the goal. And man, when we get to that point, I think there will be nothing better for the sport.
Real quick here, Coach, just because we've kept you long, and I can't thank you enough for the insight, how open you've been with all this. Would you say that the game not being played was more of a logistical hurdle or more of a not finding a willing partner?
Well, I want to be respectful because, there are teams that obviously aren't on the outside looking in right now that have a chance for dominoes to fall, that would have more at stake in that game or
Yeah.
more to lose, I guess.
see.
We have everything to gain. And so to be respectful of that, the logistics are challenging. It's very easy. Look, I'm a football coach, so I can find a plane, I can find a field, and I'll have my team there ready to go. But obviously there are tons of layers to that with respect to conference, approval and NCAA approval, and to try to change a system in the week that you're trying to play is just that's a high bar to try to clear. So look, I don't, I'm not offended by the fact that we couldn't get it done. What I love is, from top down, again, from our chancellor's been working on this, our athletic director's been working on this. Sometimes as a coach, man, you come in and it's like, I want to do it. And you may want to do it, but hey, wait a second, hey, pump the brakes. I walk in to my office the other day, and out in the little lobby there, I've got our director of compliance sitting in there working. This is on Tuesday, working on a plan to get us to a game in Puerto Rico. What an unbelievable statement that is
awesome.
About the attitude of this department, the attitude of this program, the attitude of this university. We want to be disruptors. And when has Vanderbilt become the young, hungry, scrappy, punchy place? Well, that's what we are, man. And I love that. We'll take that wherever they tell us to go. I'll hold out hope for the playoff, but if it's not to be, then we're going to go put our best game on film in whatever bowl game they send us to.
Vanderbilt head coach Clark Lea, the absolute man, fired me up, fullback attitude, never dies even if the position has died in some ways. I'm sorry, Coach.
That's right. Hey, for the benefit of the game too, by the way.
Coach Lea, cannot thank you enough, man. Best of luck with everything. Hopefully Diego gets to lift that trophy, and thank you again.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Y'all be well.
Yes, sir. Vanderbilt head coach Clark Lea. God, what a guy. Just put the freaking ball down, dude.
Spot the ball, baby.
Spot the ball. Spot the ball, you nerds. Also, pretty respectful way of handling it, basically saying that, no, these other teams didn't want to do it. But I mean, I get it.